Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Maths and Physics Made Me by Afiabo Serial. I'm here to provide solution to certain topics that has to do with Faraday law of electricity. So I have a question here, which I'm going to explain how it is solved. Is one of the questions required to enter the universities in Nigeria, and we call it UTME or JAMB. So the question is, a current of 0.5 amp flows for 3 hours and deposits 2 grams of metal during electrolysis. The quantity of the same metal that will be deposited by a current of 1.2 1.5 amp flowing in 1 hour is 2 gram, 6 gram, 10 gram, 18 gram. So let's look at the parameters. Initially, what was given is we're given the current I1, which is, I've touched it, 0.5 amp for 3 hours. So that 3 hours, if you look at my T1, you convert it to seconds. How do we convert an hour to seconds? You multiply it by 3,600. That's why I multiplied it 3 times 3,600, and we have 10,800 if you look at the dot on the screen. So our mass, the mass deposited was M1. Don't mind me, it's not supposed to be a superscript but a subscript, but because I'm using a mobile phone, I couldn't convert it. So this is our M1. So I converted it to kilogram, which is the standard accepted unit, but the answer, as you can see, is in gram. It's not compulsory, because after solving it, I'm going to convert it back to gram because the answer is in gram. So the second current, they said what amount of the same metal will be deposited if 1.5 gram of electricity is passed through it for 1 hour. And 1 hour, to convert 1 hour to seconds is to multiply by 3,600. Why? Because 60 seconds make 1 minute and 60 minutes make 1 hour. By the time you multiply the 60 times 60, it gives us 3,600. Then from the relation from Faraday law of electricity, we have M is equals to ZIT. So this M here, we will now use the formula and say M1, by making Z the subject of the formula, we divide both sides by IT, which is beside the Z. We have Z is equals to M over IT. So you now say M1 over I1 T1 is equals to M2 over IT I2 T2. So we now have this formula, which I've marked red. That was where I stopped. So M1, which is the mass initially deposited, is 0.02 kg. We have it here. And the current is 0.5, which is the I1. Then T1 is for 3 hours, which is 10,800 seconds. I've already marked it. So with all these parameters, after inputting it, we cross multiply. When I cross multiply, the ones I painted yellow, we multiply each other. The ones unpainted, which is the blue, the ones I mark now, we now multiply each other. You can see that 0.02 multiply 1.5 times 3,600. Then the 0.5 times 10,800 multiply the M2. So what we now have is when we multiply those parameters, we have 10.8 is equals to 0.5 times 10,800 will give us 5,400 and the M2. So we divide both sides by the coefficient of M2. What we have left is 0.02 kilogram. Remember, we converted our parameters to kilogram, our mass, which is the first mass we obtained. We converted it to kilogram here, here. So now I have to multiply it by 1000 to change kilogram to gram. You multiply by 1000. That is the last step you are seeing down there. That's the last step you are seeing down there. That you have 2 gram left. Let's go back to our option. You can see that A is 2 gram, B is 6 gram, C is 10 gram, and D is 18 gram. Our answer is 2 gram, which is option A. I hope you enjoy my explanation. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any issues, I'm going to drop my number +2370338055661. You can have WhatsApp classes with me for a minimum of $50 per month and get more of it. This is my first video and I'll try to ensure that I post videos once in a week. Thank you. Stay blessed.